Hi there, I'm Gavin and this is Newsround. Coming up on the show this afternoon, tons of rubble in a few seconds, the giant towers being blown up in Scotland. But first, get ready to walk the plank. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End is released in the UK next week, but Jack Sparrow and his crew have already jumped ship and were at the film's world premiere last night in Disneyland, California. Setting sail again, Captain Jack is back, and it was all hands on deck for a spectacular theme park premiere. It reunited all the main stars, including the furry ones, all hoping to swashbuckle their way to the top of the summer box office.
Do you feel
At World's End picks up from where the last film, Dead Man's Chest, left off.
You get to see why Davy Jones, my character, is in fact just a very rather nice, decent, tender, misunderstood man who had a very bad and traumatic early life, and which led to his current behaviour. No, he remains just a maniac. But no, and you get to go to places you've never been before in a film. I've seen nothing like it, and it should be a gas.
the pirate lords?
The last movie made more than $1 billion around the world, and the cast seemed to have enjoyed every minute of making the blockbusters.
It's kind of the end of 3 movies, and it's been an incredible ride, and it really feels like the audiences and the fans have kind of made this movie what it is, so it's cool to be a part of it, you know?
This time around, the adventure pits them against a terrifying ghost ship called the Flying Dutchman, and it could be the last adventure for Captain Sparrow and the gang.
You have the cast, we were amazing, you know, we were very lucky with the cast. Certainly the production team, absolutely incredible. That's the real driving force behind this series of films, and that's the difficulty of saying goodbye. Captain Jack is always going to be with me, but I'll miss those guys, you know, I'll miss those guys and gals, you know, the crew.
So while this may be the last time we see dashing hero Will Turner in action, for these fans, getting up close to Orlando Bloom, the man who plays him, seemed to be enough. Next up to Southeast Asia, where huge tidal waves have struck the coast of Indonesia. 1 person has died and hundreds of homes have been damaged. The sea might look quite calm now, but just hours before, waves of up to 7 metres tall were pounding this coastline. This is the 3rd day the islands of Indonesia have been hit by massive waves. Although they've got gradually smaller, weather experts are still warning fishermen against sailing in the Java Sea, and tourists are being kept away from the beaches of Bali. Water continues to rush into homes near the shore, and locals have been trying to save what's left of their possessions. Hundreds have been left without accommodation, so are staying in a temporary camp. This man describes seeing the first wave hit at about 4 o'clock in the morning, followed by a second huge wave just half an hour later. It's thought the waves were caused by various winds, and experts say this is not linked to usual weather patterns, but it still left residents quite worried. Many remember the tsunami of 2004, when an underwater earthquake caused a huge tidal wave and thousands of people lost their lives. But for now, people are trying to rebuild their homes and get on with their lives as best they can. And if you're interested in stories like this from around the world, don't forget to check out Newsround's World Radio programme. You can listen to all the top stories from around the globe by logging onto the Newsround website and going to the World section. Next to America, where hospital workers got a bit of a shock when they saw this patient checking in. A young black bear was caught roaming the wards at a medical centre near Albuquerque. Officers had to put the young bear to sleep before releasing him back into the wild. Here's how an eyewitness saw things.
Yeah, they said there was a bear out front, so we went out and looked, and I was trying to hold the door shut, and it went through the first set of doors, and it opened the second set, and we took off running. And he's in the building. Did I see it? There's a black bear.
Next to a crash-bang wallop of a story. These 4 tumbling cooling towers were blown up this morning by engineers. They're part of the first British nuclear plant to close down, which is now being demolished. The explosives reduced the towers at Chapel Cross in Dumfriesshire to 25,000 tonnes of rubble in less than 10 seconds. And just before I go, there's time to give you a quick update on today's cricket. England are playing the West Indies in the first test at Lord's in London. At the moment, they're currently on 146 runs in their second innings. They're in the lead by 250. Alistair Cook scored 65 runs. OK, that's all from me. Sonali's back bright and early tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. So until then, see you later.